Hey y'all, I'm Alicia, the Southern Ladybug, and welcome. This is my channel where I talk about all things crafty, from cross stitch to crochet to beading to Cricut stuff and whatever else I might get into. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. Thanks for all the subscribers. Thanks for all the comments. I love talking to y'all, so please leave me a comment. It's so much fun. I'm pretty good about getting back to you pretty quick, so y'all talk to me. I don't have a live and in-person Cuddle Buddy update this time. You saw at the beginning all the pictures that I have to offer, and that's my Cuddle Buddy update. I've done several, and they've turned out really cute. Some things that you've seen, a couple of new ones that you haven't. The last one was a baby bop from Barney cartoon. A girl wanted a baby bop and I couldn't find an actual baby bop specific pattern, so I just found a really cute triceratops and adapted it to baby bop colors. It turned out really cute. That's probably one of my favorites. I'm not a Barney fan. That came out after my time as far as watching cartoons growing up, but I just remember being incredibly annoyed by the Barney song. But apparently it's still really popular, and this little girl loves her some baby bop. So I made a baby bop and she was very pleased. The only other thing I've got going on is I'm in the process of making another octopus, but I ran out of yarn. Sorry, Noelle. That's okay. I have other yarn that I can work on in the meantime. It's on order. It will be here shortly, and this is all that I got done before I ran out. Almost all the top part. I have no concept of volume or space or anything like that. I can't look at a ball of yarn and know for sure that that's going to be enough. I'll look at it and say, yeah, that's plenty. Well, it's not. I ran out. But that's okay. I've got plenty of other things to work on. Another project that I have been doing is a friend asked me to test crochet a pattern she's got coming out. She is hosting a mystery crochet along. And I'm going to put her information down here at the bottom so y'all can go check her out. It's Katie Clark Crochet, and she'll be hosting that mystery crochet along in August. And I can't tell you what it is, but it's really cool. Y'all should join. Go check her out and see what she has to offer. I'll be able to show y'all after the whole thing's over, maybe. But I will show you the yarn I've been using. Look at this. She sent me this fancy yarn to use. It's a fingering weight, so it's real small. And y'all already know how I feel about fingering weight. That dang blanket, it's taken me 10 years to stitch, is in tiny thread like this. Not quite this tiny, but I like big chunky stuff. But this is so nice. Oh, it's merino wool, and it is so super soft, and the colors are beautiful, and it stitches amazing. It's just like butter glides over my hook. So I love this stuff. I've never used fancy yarn because I'm cheap, and that stuff's expensive. It still had the price on it. I would never buy a bolt of yarn for that. So I don't know. I hope I'm not getting spoiled and be a yarn snob now. But thankfully there is no fancy yarn store anywhere near me, and I shouldn't have to be tempted by that. But it is really nice to work with. I like it a lot. The other crochet project I've been doing is some washcloths. A friend at work asked me to make her some dishcloths because the ones she has were getting pretty ratty, and she just loves them. She got them at some arts and crafts fair several years ago and has just bragged about them. I've never tried it. I've been wanting to. I have a ton of cotton thread and I wanted to give it a try. I just never have stopped long enough to do something like that, especially for myself. So she asked me to make her some. I said, okay, I'll try to whip those out. And they're super easy. There's really no pattern to it. You pick a stitch and make a square. Easy peasy. So I did a couple of different kinds. I did this one. I think it's called a seed stitch. It's basically just a single crochet and chain one, and then come back and single in the chain one space. It's real dense and thick. This, my friends, is why lot numbers are important. It's the same color, and that is not the same color at all. But it doesn't really matter. It's just a washcloth, so I don't really care, and it's for me. I've already given her hers that she wanted, but because I wanted to try them out too. I don't know why I've never made myself any, but so I'm going to try these out. This one is a little bit more open weave. It's more like what she showed me. She brought me one of her old ones to look at, and this is more like what she had. I have no idea what stitch this is, but it's super easy. It's just a single, a half double, and a double in the same stitch. Skip 2 stitches, single, half double, and a double all the way across. I found this pattern and have made several baby blankets, preemie blankets with this. It stitches up super fast, and it's real soft and pliable, so I think I'm going to like that a lot. But I made 2 of those just with some cotton yarn. Hey, Sam. Sam says hey. Madam Ice and I decided that every video can be made better by showing pictures of your animals, puppies, kitties, whatever. I'm not picky. So Sam's making an appearance to make my video better. That's all my crochet. Did you have anything to crochet? No, you don't. The last crochet thing I have is, in years past, I have always, especially when I was scrapbooking, I've always kept track and kept a record of all of my project finishes, whether it was cross stitch, crochet, any kind of craft I did. I kept a record of it. I took a picture of it and put it in this cute little scrapbook, and I had a little strip down the side that told everything about it. Pattern, designer, floss, yarn, if I gave it to somebody, any changes I made, any notes I had, anything like that, and kept record of it that way. But in this digital age we have now, I have not printed a picture in years. I can't even remember the last time I got pictures printed and did anything with them. I've still got a ton of pictures that I haven't scrapbooked. We used to be really into scrapbooking, and that's gone by the wayside for some other craft at the craft of the moment thing. We kind of go through phases. We'll scrapbook for a while, we'll rubber stamp for a while, we'll cross stitch, we'll crochet, we'll whatever. So I haven't printed any pictures off, and I decided that maybe a good idea would be to do a digital photo album of all of those finishes. So I used Shutterfly. There's several other companies out there online. Snapfish is one, Shutterfly, I don't know who else. But I made my own little photo album of all of my crochet finishes for last year. 2018, the Southern Ladybug crochet projects. I'm not going to flip through all of them, but I'll kind of show you what I did. Oh, I like this one. That's probably one of my favorite ones from last year. My tie-dyed squid. That came out so good. I crocheted in white cotton and then tie-dyed it. I couldn't find any yarn that made it really look tie-dyed. I don't know. It just made it look really stripy. That's stripy too, but I don't know. That just looked better to me. I was really pleased with that. And all the other fun animals I've made. And I didn't put a picture of every single animal in here. You know, I didn't take well, I took pictures, but I didn't include every picture of every unicorn, every cow, everything I made, unless it was a different color. And then I included that. Some of the hats and different ear warmers and mermaid tail that I made. That was a really neat mermaid tail. I was pleased with that. It came out really good. That was used for a 1-year-old photo shoot. But I included the pattern, the designer, where I got it from, what yarn I used, what hook I used, and if I made any changes, and when it was completed, who the customer was, and how much I paid or how much I charged. And all that was down here at the bottom of each one. And then on the very back page, I listed everything that I made animal wise and how many of them. I made 8 cows, 2 giraffes, 8 unicorns. I'm not going to list them all, but those were the biggies. Egg aprons, sharks, 3 T-Rexes, 4 octopuses, octopi? I don't know. I should have counted up the total number that I did, but I didn't, but it was a lot. I was very busy in 2018, and 2019 is proving to be just as busy. So I'm going to do that with all my projects this year as well, and I'll probably do a separate one for my cross stitch and all my other crafts that I do. I've been keeping an index card like Dina Half Stitch Cross Stitch, I think, does this, and I've been keeping all the information for my cross stitch pieces on there: pattern, designer, floss, fabric, all that good stuff. And then I'll have that ready to go when I start downloading those pictures into my book and everything. This book ended up being about 20 bucks maybe, and I don't know, maybe 40 pages worth. I did the book and designed it, put everything together, and then I just waited for a good coupon. They have all kinds of deals and sales all the time. So it was, I think the book as a whole was 50% off, and then I waited and got all the extra. It comes with 20 pages, and so then I waited for another deal that stacked on top of it, and all the extra pages were free. So this would have been about I don't know, I want to say it was like 60 bucks regular price for just this little paperback piece of nothing. So wait for a good coupon, and then it won't be so much. But I was very pleased with that, and it's small, compact, doesn't take up very much space like a scrapbook can, and I can flip through it and kind of be my portfolio too. So if I want to branch out and people want to see, hey, what kind of animals have you made? Well, I can just show them that photo album, and that's much easier than flipping through my phone, having to go through Facebook or Instagram and finding all the pictures. Everything's in one place. So that's an idea, maybe. That's it for crochet. Got some things coming. I've got a few more cuddle buddies to make, and then I've got some other fun things in the works that I hope to get to. If I can get these last few cuddle buddies made, then I can make some fun stuff for me. I got one fully finished item. Y'all have already seen the finished stitched piece, but I finally got a frame for it. Home of the Needleworker Squared. It was this year's market release. Little House Needleworks, Country Cottage Needleworks. I can't ever remember which is which. Found this little frame at Michael's clearance. I think it was like $3, maybe 5. I don't know. It wasn't very much. And then I mounted it, and then put a little piece, made some cording to go around the edge to finish it off. I think it turned out really pretty. Jen helped me find that. She's got a good eye. And I didn't have to have it framed or buy a real frame. I like that. I have one finished project. I finished another building in my Mill Hill Christmas Village series, Town Hardware. It turned out really cute. It was kind of a booger though. Man, it had a lot of color changes all over the place. It is on 28 count Opalescent Whimsical Winter by Under the Sea Fabrics. Leslie does an amazing job. And like all of them, I'm going to wait till I'm finished, and then I'll probably fill in some of the snow and connect it to the other building. This one had more open sidewalk down here, but I just left that off because none of the other buildings have that. And I want them to look fairly uniform. So I just left that off. Here's the whole piece that I have so far. 3 of them done. The church, the apothecary, and the town hardware. Oh, I just love that church. It's amazing. Like they always say, pictures don't do it justice. Video doesn't do it justice. You can't begin to see all the sparkle and beads, and that looks very blurry. Anyway, I've got 2 more to put on here. Needlework shop. Something else. I don't remember what the other one is. I don't know, but there are several others that I've decided that I really like. I was going to do this strip of 5, and then I've got 2 more to do on each end. I was going to just frame those separately. So it'd be a strip of 5 and 1 on each end. But the more I've looked at the other kits, the more I've decided, I think I'm just going to do a whole nother strip of 5, at least, if not more. Because there's some other kits that I thought, oh, I should have got that one. I should have got that one, and that one, and that one. I gotta stop. But I'm gonna do another set of 5. Y'all need to go check out Miss Oh So Crafty. She's on Flosstube, Instagram, Facebook. She's everywhere. She has finished her big piece of all of the Mill Hill Christmas Village buildings, all on one huge, beautiful piece. It's amazing. I think maybe she did 12. 4 rows of 3, 3 rows of 4, something like that. And it's amazing. But she's one reason why I needed to go back and look at some of the others that I didn't have and thought, oh, well, that needs to be included. I need that one too. I need that one too. I don't know where I'm going to put all these once I get them framed, but they're going to be gorgeous and beautiful nonetheless. So we went to, Jennifer, Bridget, and Sharon and I went to a retreat a couple of weekends ago. It was the same weekend as StitchCon. We did not go to StitchCon. We went to a different retreat. We went to a Katrina Boyd retreat up in Franklin, Tennessee. I will put her information down below as well. Y'all need to check out a Katrina retreat. They are kind of small-ish. 10 to 15 to 20 people is all that I've ever been to. I know she has a couple of other larger ones, but just the few that I've been to are fairly small. They're very laid back. You come and go as you please. You sit and stitch in your pajamas if you want to. And you just sit and stitch. There's no classes or anything like that. We just sit, stitch, and visit, and we have a blast. We didn't do a ton of stitching this time. I didn't anyway. I did some, but we went out several times shopping. There's a huge fabric store in Franklin, Tennessee that we went to. We went to a couple of cross-stitch stores, and we just had places to go and things to do. On the way up, Jennifer and I went up earlier than Bridget and Sharon, so we stopped at Cross Stitch Peddler in Decatur, Alabama, and then we went over to Huntsville to Patches and Stitches and found all kinds of cool stuff, you know. I'll get to that in a minute. I'll show you what I stitched on at the retreat first. I had already finished my town hardware, so I didn't really want to start another one just yet. I'm kind of doing a building and then doing something else. I'll come back and do a building, and then I'll work on another project to try to get finished. Something smallish. I don't want to start a huge project. But y'all know I only do one thing at a time. So that's my big project, and then I'll stop and do a smaller one to give me a break from that. But I really want to get that done. Those houses, these buildings, Mill Hill kits, they go so fast once you get going on them. They're really a joy. They're some of my favorite things to do. I've done lots and lots of Mill Hill kits, and they're some of my favorites. So I didn't want to work on that. What I did work on is my Dog's Declaration by Ink Circles. This just makes me so happy. It makes me laugh every time I even think about it. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of squirrels. It's even got a Great Dane on there somewhere. I found it one day. I don't know where he is, but it's got squirrels and dogs all over it and acorns and just everything. I love that. I worked on it a little bit, got good little progress on it. It is on 36 count Tiramisu by Under the Sea Fabrics. I got to work in. I started here and working my way out. I always like to start in the middle, so I was working my way out and got about right here and thought, oh, I'm getting really close to that edge. Had a little panic attack, so made Jennifer stop and help me measure and think about it and make sure that I was going to have enough before I got too much further, because I'd have been really pissed if I'd stitched a whole bunch and then realized I ran out of room. But I felt like I had enough. I measured before I even started, and that was one of my mania starts, and the reason I did mania is so I could make sure that I had proper fabric, everything was started in the proper place, and I was going to have room for it and didn't get things turned around and everything. So, but I just had a little panic attack. She reassured me that I have plenty of room. So all I have left here is the P, and I'm only going to have about 1.5 inches or so around, but that's okay. I want to frame it closer than they have this anyway, so I technically don't need a whole lot of space, but that just makes me nervous. I like to have more is better in case I screw something up or cut funny or whatever. I just like to have extra just in case. The other fun thing I worked on is my Nora Corbett azalea pixie blossom. She's so pretty. We have azaleas all over Mississippi, the South really, and I think they're beautiful. I love the old-fashioned ones that people just let go and they get to be huge bushes and they don't trim them and they bloom and they are gorgeous. I love azaleas and she's pretty. So I worked a little bit on her. I'd had my mania start, but I worked a little bit on her and then realized I didn't bring all the beads that I needed for it. I have them all. I just didn't put them all with my project. I don't know why I didn't do that for mania. That was the point of mania. But anyway, so some of these empty spaces needed beads, and I like to bead as I go so I can use the thread that's right next to it. So I just gave up on it. I did a little bit of the green that didn't need anything beside it, and I was like, well, poo. I can't go any further, so I stopped. And this is on a Silk Weaver Solo. It didn't really have a name, so I don't know what it is. It's been in my stash for a while. But the one thing that I did work a good bit on, Jen brought me my copy of the new Hands-On Design Chalkful series. I just love these. They're so much fun. So I started this. First one's Harvest. I don't know if I'll do the little pillow or not. I think I'll probably have enough fabric, but I really, really like the jars. I haven't been real into any of the other chalkboard designs. I think they're pretty. Priscilla is awesome. She's so creative, but I just hadn't been into wanting to, they just hadn't spoke to me. I hadn't wanted to stitch them. I think they're beautiful. Everybody's finishes. I ooh and ah over them and think, oh, that's so pretty. I love that. But I just hadn't been tempted to stitch it until these came out. And I love these. These are going to be so fun. And I already have my pin set. Jen already gave me that. So I am ready to go. So I got started and I got a pretty good start on it at the retreat. Got a lot done. Not using any of the called for fabric, thread, nothing, because I don't have it. I did buy the fabric from Katrina, Week Style Works something. I don't remember what it is. It's a little bit of a kind of a grayish tone to it. It's not black. And I wanted to brighten it up just a little bit, so I chose different colors for my sunflowers and my leaves. And my mason jar is a little different color, and the the chalk color is actually a real light blue. I don't know the name of it. It was in a bunch of stuff that Teresa shared with our group, and it didn't have a name on it, so I don't know. It was just a big bundle of just light blue thread. You can't tell. It looks white up next to all this, but the skein looks pretty white. But that's it. Got a good start on that. I'm pleased with it. And I keep it in my lovely mason jar project bag by Magnolia Baby Creates. Y'all go check her out. She's on Etsy, Instagram. I love this. These are nice too. She uses a little bit stiffer interfacing than I do on the ones that I've made, and I like it. It stands up a little bit better. But she posted that, and I was like, oh, I got to have that because I'm going to do the Chockful series. And I had to have something to store it in. Everything's got to have its own bag, right? Of course. Okay. One other thing that I started stitching on a little bit. Oh, wait. The Chockful series. This is what I got to mount it on. Somebody on one of the Facebook groups, I don't know if it was Stitching with the Housewives, Hands-On Design Group, Stitch Mania, I don't remember who it was, but they showed this that they were going to mount their Chockful series on. I was like, oh yeah, I like that. I gotta have that. I didn't really care for the enamel wear that Priscilla did her finish on. I think it's pretty. I just don't have a place to sit something like that and be able to change out the different seasons and all. So I wanted something a little bit smaller. So this was perfect. You can either hang it or you can put it on a shelf. It's got an easel on the back, but this is perfect size. Probably mount it with magnets or some such number. But if you want this and you go looking for it at Walmart, it is in the framing department, not the craft department. There is one in the craft department, but it's not quite this thick, and it doesn't have the chalkboard. It's just got a cutout place here. You could use that and put something there, but I really like this. I like the rope, and I'll probably hang mine. I might be able to find some place to sit, just something small like that. But I couldn't find it at any of our local Walmarts. I did look at mine in town, and then online it said that they weren't available at any of the other ones nearby. So I was just going to order it. I wasn't in a big hurry because I didn't have my pattern. I hadn't started the thing yet. So I wasn't in a big hurry for it, but I went home to Louisiana a few weeks ago and had to go to Walmart for something there too. Can't get away from Walmart. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to peruse through there and see if they have it. They had a ton of them. So if you're anywhere near Ruston, Louisiana, they have them in their Walmart. But you can also order it and have it shipped. It was like $7. Not very much at all. And it's nice. So I'm excited about that. That's what I'm going to mount all of mine on. The only other stitching I have done is I did start my Chatelaine Mini Mandala Mystery 1. Not going to take it out of the package because the picture's crappy anyway, so you really can't tell anything. I got this at Market 2 years ago and still haven't started it. I did order my beads and thread from European Cross Stitch Company, and that finally came, but I still wasn't sure. I didn't want to pick my fabric until all of that came so I could kind of see what colors were in it and all that. So it came, and I wanted to start it so bad, and I don't have a local cross stitch store, local needlework shop, except Jen. I have Jen, and I can go there too, but I just went through my stash and desperately found something that I could use because I wanted to start it right away. So I found this, it's kind of a green, it's called Green Apple from Silk Weaver. It's a 32 count, which I don't know, it may not be, 28 is better. You can get by with 32, but 28 is better. But I just don't know if I'm liking it. I don't know. It's opalescent, it's sparkly, which you know I like, but it's a little too green for this baby blue that's in there. So I kind of got discouraged, and I'm like, I don't know if I like it or not. And I don't want to get too far into it and then decide it really is bad. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to just keep plugging along, or if I need to rip that out before I get too far and find a better fabric. I just want to start it. I got a little too anxious, but anyway. All right. That's all the stitching I did. Now for the haul. I went a little crazy, for me anyway. I do not impulse buy like I did, with just complete disregard for cost of anything. I mean, I might buy a pattern or two, and I like supporting the brick and mortar stores wherever I go, but dang, I bought a lot. So first off, we went to, on the way up, Jen and I stopped at Cross Stitch Peddler in Decatur, Alabama. Marlene is amazing. Go see her for anything you need. And I really didn't have any patterns on my mind that I wanted or anything like that. I took my chatelaine to try to find my big chatelaine butterfly lace mandala. I took it to try to find some fabric. I still haven't gotten any fabric. And I also took my eggs all around from Glendon Place because I needed the green for the green leaves. It calls for gentle art spring grass and 4 skeins of it. So Jen brought it to me from her store, but it didn't have any variegation at all. And we were just very disappointed. I was like, oh, well, I don't really like that. So we passed, and so she looked at the rest of her threads to see if there was anything else that she thought would work, and really didn't find anything. So I'd been looking online, and it's so hard to pick anything. So I wanted to make sure I took that so I could look and in person and find something. So I found this Classic Colorworks Granny Smith, and it's a silk. Marlene found it for me. It's beautiful. And she said, what fabric are you stitching it on? I was like, this white, what it looks like in the picture. And she said, no, that's not white. It's chrysalis. It's a very light green. I'm like, oh, well, you know me. I don't ever use the called for thread fabric. I use what I got. So, and chrysalis, that doesn't mean anything to me. It's Picture This Plus. But she showed me the DMC equivalent to it, and it was really pretty. It's just a real pale green. This green looked really good up next to it. And so I was like, oh, man, okay. I got to find that. She didn't have any. So I've been on the lookout for that to order. And also she had, but you know, I didn't get very far on my Mania start for this, so it's no big deal. I don't feel bad about restarting when I get that. I had to order it. But I also ordered fabric for my chatelaine. She had this beautiful Picture This Plus crystal demoiselle. Not sure how to pronounce that. And we all decided, me, Jen, and Marlene decided, yep, that's it. I had all my threads and beads and everything, and we laid it out on this piece of fabric she had, and it was perfect. We all said, yes, that's it. We never would have thought that wasn't on my radar color-wise to do with that. It's a little bit of a blue and a purple, a greeny, very light color, and we kind of decided that all that shows through will kind of make it look like it's in a flower garden maybe. But I'd been thinking a green color, light green of some sort. But all she had was 32 count. And I think I should probably do it on a 28 like it calls for again, so the beads lay right. So she didn't have it, so I had to order that too. Found it and ordered it. Hopefully it will be here sooner than later because I'm ready to start. Ready to start it. Everything may just cease when I get that because I want to do my chatelaine. It's going to take me forever, but I want to do it because it's going to be so pretty. But that's the first thing. I got things taken care of that I wanted. And then I just kept shopping like nobody's business, like I had good sense. This spoke to me. Marnick Designs. I've not heard of them. They're from Canada. Christmas red, white, and green. Real simple, but I don't know, it just caught my eye and I said, well, I like that. Then she picked this Threadworks variegated floss for me for the Christmas. That's going to be beautiful. And then we were discussing the ornaments and everything and how I can make those pop and be really pretty. She was trying to show me some petite treasure braid, but she didn't have the one she was thinking about and looking for. And I was like, man, I need something, a white that just has a little bit of a sparkle to it. And I had not seen any that I remembered. I didn't think of anything. But then when we went to Patches and Stitches in Huntsville, they had the Karen collection Snow. This kind of silvery, bluish silver with a sparkle, and then two different whites. They're not exactly the same. You can't really tell, but I couldn't decide which one I liked and how much I would really need, so I just bought them both. But aren't they pretty? So I think that's going to be really pretty. Excuse you. You're interfering. And then Marlene had these beautiful kits, everything you need, pattern, floss kit, fabric, everything for these Glendon Place patterns. This is Plum Pudding. There was a green one that was similar and a blue one. I got the purple one. Bought all the Dinky Dyes thread pack that goes with it. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? And then the fabric, which is, picture this, plus 28 count Sprite. It is a beautiful purple. Purple on purple on purple. Those threads cost more than the pattern and the fabric put together. Just saying. I don't ever impulse buy like that. Craziness. Crazy, I tell you. I don't know what came over me. Just a minute, Sam. And I also picked up July by Cricut Collection. I am loving all of these months, seasons, everything by the Cricut Collection. I have October that I started, and as I see them and like, I don't like all of them, but some of them I do like. And all the ones that I do like, I still want to change the fabric and the floss. They're all so, I don't know, kind of muted out. And I like to brighten stuff up, so I'll probably change everything on that. But I like that. And I also got Mari, one of the Bewitching Pixies by Nora Corbett. I've shown y'all my plan for this massive witch piece. I got this big piece of fabric from Fabric Flare. It's got a tree and a moon in the back. It's really cool. And I wanted to do 5 of the witches on that. Somebody on Facebook had started that and planned it, so that's not an original idea. Thank you to whoever did that. But the one that I had for the middle was, I don't remember her name. But she had pumpkins all down here. And then I looked at her and thought, you know, she's a little more commanding and in charge looking. So I'm going to make her the centerpiece of my witch gathering. But the rest of them I think will be fine. And I really want to get started on that too. That is going to be a massive undertaking though, and a lot of planning and counting and math involved. That's going to be tricky to get everybody placed properly, but it's going to be amazing when it's done. And these stitch up fairly fast. One thing I'm assuming and have not checked into, I'm assuming they're all about the same height. I just thought about that. I probably ought to make sure before I start stitching. I may have to pick some others. What, Sam? Got that. Then one day we went over to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, to the Country Cupboard. It's a small little shop. They didn't have a ton of stuff, but they had a lot of neat stuff, and had some older stuff that we looked through. And I got another Cricut Collection Easter. I really like this one, but again, I'm going to have to brighten that up, and it's going to have to be bright springy colors because that is just too washed out for me. But I think they're pretty. So I got that one. Then from Katrina at the retreat, I got 2 more of the Cottage Garden Samplings Songbird series. I needed just a few of those, and so I got number 8 and 10. I didn't even know 10 was out yet. I missed that somewhere. I was just looking for 9. I still need 1, 3, and 9, I think. But these are pretty. Sing for joy. Have courage. I started the faith one for Mania, so I got to get back to that and get going on that. Last thing that I did is I signed up for the Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month Club, like I had good sense. But I decided that I needed a bigger stash of fabric so that when I get ready to start something, I will have options, because I don't have a local needle workshop. I have Jen, and she'll get me anything I need, but it's still not terribly convenient to go to her house and poke through her stash. So when I want something, when I want it now. If I want to start something, I want to start it now. I don't want to wait. I don't want to have to order it, because it's hard to order fabric online because it doesn't look the same. You just never know what you're going to get. So I started the Fabric of the Month Club. This is the first one I got. Hibiscus. I got the 28 count even weave. So this is a Jobelin. And this is pretty. And it's soft. I really like it a lot. I can't wait to find something to stitch on it. That'll be real nice. So I'm excited about that. And I'm still getting my Victorian Motto Sampler Thread of the Month Club. Those are just so pretty. I'm trying to use those and work those into different designs. And I think that's it. We had a great time at retreat. Felt a little left out not being at StitchCon. Everybody looked like they had so much fun there. We might have to make that next year. I don't know. But we had a great time at Katrina's retreat. We like to just sit and stitch and visit, and we had a great time. So that is it for today. I don't really have any plans to speak of. I've got a few crochet projects I got to get done, and I'm going to finish up that chock full mason jar. That shouldn't take very long. And then I'll get back to doing another Christmas village building. That's it. Can't think of anything else. No major life updates. We didn't do anything fun for the 4th of July. I only had 1 day off, so we didn't really do anything. That's it. Nothing exciting coming up. No, that's it. Very boring life. I sit and stitch all day. That's what I would like to do. And I could be so much more productive if I didn't have to go to work every day. But wouldn't we all? Y'all have a great day. Happy stitching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.